Is it time to swap?
No, I'll explain.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Models and Movies. This is episode number 18. Yeah, I've done 18 of these. Or 17 before you. And today I have a popcorn monster sitting next to me. Her name is Riley. Say hello, Riley. No. Mouthful of popcorn. All right, so...
Hi.
Hi, yes. So Riley, she's amazing, and she agreed to come here. She came all the way from St. Pete. Is it St. Pete or is it Tampa? Tampa. Long way away. And I do appreciate her coming. Thank you.
It's only because you're watching.
So if people, the 119 people that watch this show, if somebody wanted to see you online and they went to your, I don't know, Instagram, how would they find you?
I should probably stop eating popcorn, huh?
Only if you want to talk.
Do I?
I don't know. Do you? How do they find you?
And Piercings by Riley.
It's on the
Instagram.
screen. That's why we have the screen right there. See?
Oh, there's going to be
yeah,
things
there's
on
all
there.
kinds of cool stuff is going to be back
Okay.
there. So
Can we work some dinosaurs into it?
Mm-hmm. Not you riding dinosaurs though. Only.
I've been able to ride on the back of a T-Rex.
This is the new studio I was talking about 2 episodes ago. You're the first one to come, and I've figured out how to work it. So thank you.
Is it the couch that makes it new?
High five. No, it's they don't see the couch. So there's a couch over there, and it's awful. Anyway, if you wanted to say something directly to people, like to make impact, go right into that camera right there.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll make sure of it.
Hopefully you're in focus. And otherwise, I'm talking right there. I cut a lot of this stuff out, by the way, so I'm not gonna make it look dumb. Promise.
I'm letting you do you.
Okay. So, Riley came over. Oops, I'm a little loud. Riley came over and we watched a Serbian film. She suggested it because she said I wanted to see the most horrible film made on the planet, and I said I know a film, and we watched a Serbian film. What'd you think?
I'm still trying to figure out the plot, but it was something. It was definitely something.
We didn't watch a Serbian film. What did we watch?
We watched Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, 1980 Caddyshack. Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get late.
Do you know who that person is?
I'm better with faces. I do now.
Now.
That's really the good answer, right?
The big buggy eyes, yes. And
what was that cruise ship movie he was in?
Going Overboard?
No, the other one.
I don't know. With Rodney Dangerfield? Mm-hmm. This was the first movie that Rodney Dangerfield had been in, and he didn't understand how films were made. So when they called action and they told him to read lines and stuff like that, he just went in there trying to be a stand-up comedian, and he didn't understand how movies were made. I
really love that of the 90-minute film, I definitely got a good 45 minutes of this is how the movie was made, and these are all the fun facts. And
Riley,
did you know that was the Gophers' very first film appearance?
That was the Gophers' first film appearance. Riley, when were you born?
91.
1991, a full 11 years after this film was made. But before we get too much into the film, we need to do beer of the show. Beer of the show! So today's beer of the show, I couldn't find...
Should I do this spokesperson?
Yes. Hey. I couldn't really find a good golfing beer, but I did find Arnold Palmer half and half, spiked half and half. Do you know what half and half is?
It is the manliest drink that you
No,
could
it's
that you could have. Well,
so it's half iced tea, half lemonade.
For all the people that have never heard of it.
But there's also I love you. But there's also alcohol in it, so apparently it's gonna be good. Half and half spiked.
Cheers, Caddyshack. Yep, tastes like when I was 16.
I'm a fan. What? Tastes like what?
When you were 16, that's not what you drank when you were a teenager?
No.
No, it wasn't like wine coolers?
No,
and...
yeah. I stole
I
stole my
12,
parents'
really.
wine coolers when I was 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Shack it up.
This is a movie that Riley wanted to see because she had heard some good things about it.
Well, no, let's back up. I said I heard a lot of things about it.
She heard a lot of things about it. Some not good, some good. I don't know what she heard about it, but it's one of my favorite movies because I watched it at the very impressionable age of 12, I think. And
The formidable years.
there were boobs in it. So that's what I remember.
And there were some excellent areolas, if I may say.
You said nipples specifically, but you're now specifying to areolas? Is there a thing, and this may or may not make the cut, is there a thing about areola to nipple dimension ratio
Yes,
size that's
absolutely.
important? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you disagree with
No,
that
not at
as a
all.
male?
Not
Okay.
at
Okay.
I prefer small, but that's just my
And is
preference.
is that in diameter or in? Because
Well,
I'm a piercer, so you forget that I see
no,
a lot of nipples.
I understand. She is a piercer. I
And
understand
I see a lot of nipples.
a lot of things. I bet
I
you
do
see
see
a lot of
things. I do see a lot of things.
You know.
Have you?
Moving on.
I can't even give a shit.
She can't even look at me. What's going on?
Have you ever seen a wormy nipple?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
It's a wormy nipple. They exist.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Is that like a tapeworm shot?
I do have photographs if you're ever curious.
No. Okay, wormy nipple.
So Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Let's talk about the plot of Caddyshack. Now,
Yeah.
you specifically said, I don't know what's going on.
I just don't understand the plot. I don't know what
Yes.
the plot really was.
Well, the plot is difficult to follow because a little backstory about the movie is that this movie was made. Ivan Reitman is the director of this film, and I think it was his first major director role for a film. And Orion just said, do whatever you want to do, and he did. And he made a ridiculous film that turned out to be 4.5 hours long about the life and times of caddies in a what do you call those things?
Golf?
A country club.
Oh.
A golf country club, yeah. So he wanted to make this film about the life of the caddies, and when he got done filming and people were editing it together, and it was like, what is this? I don't know how to make this movie, and it's 4.5 hours long, and they were like, oh God, what do we do? And they turned it into whatever we watched.
You know, but as you tell that story, it almost makes it seem like it was supposed to be a serious film.
Kind of. It was.
Was it though?
It was always meant to be a comedy, but it was never meant to be the screwball comedy that it became.
But how could you not expect that with the cast that they put together?
Well, about the cast. So they hired on Chevy Chase pretty early. And they also hired on, not Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray.
The groundhog didn't come till later though.
That's right. The groundhog was an addition much later. And they were both Saturday Night Live alumni, even though Chevy Chase was never an actual player. This is going way too deep. Anyway, but there was tension between the two because those two didn't like each other. And Ivan Reitman did as much as he could to try and build a movie around the two characters without them actually having too much time together. But then the producers said, oh my God, you have these two powerhouses from Saturday Night Live time. Why don't you put them in a scene together? So Ivan was like, oh crap, well then I guess I better make a scene for them to be in. And that was the scene where Chevy Chase hits the ball into his little place and they smoke the giant ganja smoke, which we were talking through. I stole that scene from you, I'm sorry.
Right on, I stole it.
And they drank the horrible gasoline stuff and then he played through. So that was that whole scene. They did it like pros and there was no problems, but everybody on the set was had a lot of tension because they knew that those two people didn't like each other.
Are you trying to insinuate that they changed the plot?
Many times through the filming and the editing of this film.
So what would you consider the overall theme of that movie then, if you consider the plot to be ever-changing? What do you consider the ultimate plot? What do you consider the plot, for somebody that clearly knows just one or two things about Caddyshack?
Well,
Clearly, what it started isn't what it finished.
So when we watched the very first scenes, remember when Danny was
With this sexy groundhog dance.
No, not that first scene. After that first scene.
This is gonna sound like I'm really into
She
animals,
really enjoyed
isn't
the
it?
sexy groundhog.
Is so
She has a groundhog fetish.
Oh God! Don't even say that. The
I heard
furries
she
are
has
gonna
a
come out.
fetish. Yeah, furry.
Oh,
furry.
Jesus.
Anyway, so remember when he was at home and he was eating breakfast and they were talking about the college fund and all that stuff?
Did you get out yesterday? Yes, twice. Caddy for Ty Webb in the morning and I had doubles in the afternoon.
How much is that?
It's about $30 plus tips.
Well, put it in the college fund.
That was integral stuff that was going to be like the whole story of the movie, you know, following Danny through
And
his...
instead, it made 2 whole minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, and that's how that went. So, okay, the plot. Let's get back to the plot of the movie because we didn't even talk about it. So the basic plot of the movie is this guy, his name is Judge Smails.
What happened yesterday? Sorry.
He either owns or runs this country club.
And for being that you've seen this movie 192 times,
I had to write
you
down,
still don't know?
I had to write down a lot of
You
stuff.
still don't know if he owns it or...
I don't know because they don't make it clear in the film.
Well, no, but in all of these behind-the-scenes makings and all of these interviews,
Look what she's doing.
you've never asked the cast? You can't tell me you haven't written them twice
Yes,
a day.
I called up Ivan Reitman, who's been dead for 15 years. No, he hasn't really, but I called him up and I said, what's the deal with Judge Smails? Does he own the place? Does he work there? Does he manage it? I don't understand. So we're not sure, but he's a big wig at the country club. You're getting
I got the last
worse
one.
at it. And
No, I got the last
only
one.
Only one model ever knocked that off of the pedestal. For what it is,
I'm entertained. Are you entertained?
I am. So don't be number 2.
I won't.
Number 2. We're
We're 12.
We're children. Anyway, so Judge Smails owns or runs this place, and Al Cervic is...
Why do we eat the popcorn now and not during the movie?
I didn't offer it to you. I gave you barbecue...
I'm just wondering.
What is it called? Buffalo wings, pretzels.
I was just curious.
I forgot. I'm sorry. Blackberries. Anyway, Al Cervic is a land developer. He makes...
I think this place is restricted, Wang, so don't tell me you're Jewish. Okay, fine. Hey, kid, I'm Al Chervik. I'm playing with Drew Scott today. This is my guest, Mr. Wang. No offense.
Al Cervic builds condo development, and he's building around this country club. I'm explaining... Remember this movie we watched? Okay, so I'm explaining it to you now. And Al is a total jackass. He's a complete asshole, played by Rodney Dangerfield perfectly, by the way.
Hey, what do you got here, rocks?
Are you kidding? When I was your age, I would lug 50 pounds of ice up 5, 6 flights of stairs.
So what?
So what? So let's dance.
No, wicked devil. The man's a menace.
And so the main theme of this movie is Danny wants to get in college to escape his home life. And the only way he sees to be able to do it is to win this scholarship offered by the country club.
Sounds like a plot, not a theme.
That is a plot, yes. We're on the plot. I have it on the screen. I'll put it back on the screen there. Plot, the plot, number 1. So the whole movie kind of revolves around how they get to this competition where there's a huge bet between Ty versus Judge Smails in this golfing competition, I guess. I don't even know why they're doing it, just for money, for dick length. I don't really know why they're doing it.
Well, I'll tell you what's real satisfying, cash. I'll shoot you 18 holes for 10,000 bucks. Well, how about teams then for 20,000? You can have Dr. Frankenputz.
I beg your pardon.
And I'll take Ty here.
What do you say, Ty?
Let's make it 40,000.
Hey, great.
Anyway, so eventually Ty hurts his hand, and they have to call in a backup, and I guess that backup is, oh no, it's Al hurts his hand or arm. He goes like, oh, it's broken. I can't move it. And he's flopping his arm around. We were talking during that scene too. We talked through a lot of the funny scenes. And anyway, in the end, Danny sinks the last putt, wins the tournament, doesn't get the scholarship, but who cares?
Now, I'm not saying that this was not a great film. It's not what I'm saying.
It feels like that's what you're about to say.
It's not what I'm saying. I would love to know what makes this a favorite film of yours. Do you consider this before its time? Do you consider it?
Lacey's tits.
Do you consider it?
Lacey's tits was what made it great.
Oh
my God, yeah.
So when somebody's like, "Why do you love Caddyshack?" You're like, "Have you seen Lacey's tits though?"
Yes.
She's the one with the excellent areolas, right?
Yes. See, even you agreed.
I did.
So, I'm going to say I saw this in 1982. So I would have been the ripe age of 11, maybe 12.
Only 12 years before
maybe
I was born.
83 or so. Anyway, so when I'm 13 years old and I see Lacey, and I forget the actress's name, it's on the screen behind me though. When I see her tits in a movie, I'm just, my little 13-year-old mind is blown, because this is well before the internet. This is probably one of my first experiences seeing the female anatomy, and that would have, it's just those things of, they imprint on you, and you're just like.
So it's really just the boobs. That's what makes this movie great for you. That's what I'm asking. So like, what do you tell me what you love about this movie?
It's also funny. And one of the reasons why I asked you to come here for this particular movie is because you're 26?
20.
You're 28, so you're almost 20 years younger than me. So you're an entire...
Technically, I'm 27.
You are 20 years younger than me. You are an entire full generation behind me. And it was interesting to see what you thought about what I thought was a hysterical movie growing up, to watch you not enjoy it.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that I didn't enjoy it. Why do you think I didn't enjoy it?
Because you didn't pay any attention to it.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Just because I couldn't tell you the plot doesn't mean I didn't watch the movie. I'm just saying that the plot was a little unclear as to, was it really about the caddy?
No, I agree.
Was it about the protagonist, or was it about the antagonist?
I agree with you. It was a little difficult to follow as to what this film was doing. So yeah, I get it.
It was an entertaining film. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay.
I'm just questioning on like the actual plot.
Well, I don't know either. So good. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's move on to the characters then, because that's really what this film is good about, is about the characters. So I wrote down a bunch of the characters, and as always, I give a notepad to the model who would like to, write down anything she likes, and you wrote down.
Nothing.
That's fine, because I prefer that you watch the movie and enjoy it instead of writing stuff down. So there's Ty.
So I did watch it.
There is the main protagonist is either Ty or Danny, and I'm not really sure which one they decided on, because it was kind of both. So Ty is the golfer. He's Chevy Chase, and then Danny is the caddy, and I don't know what his actor name is, but it doesn't matter.
You take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good.
He's the one
He's
trying.
not important.
He is. He's the one trying.
You said it.
He's the one trying to get the scholarship to go to college, to get out of his house, where he lives with 11,000 children. Yeah, doesn't really matter. And then we have the antagonist, which I would think is Smalls, Judge Smales, right? The judge.
I've been calling him Captain Bug Eyes.
Captain. No, that's that's Al Cervic.
You don't think that he's also an antagonist?
He's just comedy relief. He's out there on the edge.
I don't know. I'd consider them both. You don't?
No.
I
But
think
that's
that,
okay. We can agree to disagree. That's fine.
Well, what do you consider makes the antagonist?
The person who is in the way of the protagonist getting what they want.
I think that considering there's two protagonists, I think that it's appropriate that there is an antagonist per You don't think so?
Sorry, I get lost in your eyes. Okay, yes, sure. There are two antagonists then. We'll call Al Sorvik the other. Okay, anyway, so Lacey is a whore. I have that right here. She's the niece of...
That's what it says on the notepad.
She is a niece
whore.
of Judge Smales, and she's kind of a whore.
She's actually a zest of life.
My niece is the kind of girl that has a certain zest for living.
She has a zest for life. Whore. In parentheses. Who does Lacey sleep with in this movie?
Who doesn't Lacey sleep with in this movie?
Oh, you put the emphasis on the wrong part. It's who doesn't Lacey sleep with in this movie. Mm-hmm. So she sleeps with Ty, and then she sleeps with Danny, and I think she was sleeping with the drug dealer.
Hey, Cary Grant, you want to get high?
Wait a minute, I've only got a little.
Then split, okay, Terry?
Sure.
Because something about there was
Don't
a
forget
scene.
that other guy with the face.
She didn't sleep with the guy with the face.
She did.
No, I don't want to believe that at all. And then there's the grandson of Judge Smales. His name is Spalding, and Spalding is a little shit. I think he's on the spectrum, so I can't really make fun of him too much. But he doesn't want to play golf. He wants to play tennis.
Spalding, get dressed. You're playing golf today.
No, I'm not, Grandpa. I'm playing tennis.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it.
What about my asthma?
I'll give you asthma.
But no, he has to play golf, and then after golf, he wants a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger.
I want a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing and like it.
And then he wants a hot dog and a
want a hot dog.
milkshake, and he gets nothing, and he's going to be happy about it. There was a scene.
Mm-hmm, it was. Because I watched it.
I'm sorry I made you watch this movie.
Why? Why?
Because I know too much about it, and I didn't...
Unfair advantage? Is that what you think?
Unfair advantage, yeah. Sorry.
So you don't think that I didn't enjoy it?
I don't think you watched it.
I totally watched it.
I mean, you were there.
You don't think I... Why don't you think I watched it?
Toward the end, we're going to get better ideas of how this is going to work out. But okay, so Carl was the last person I want to talk about as far as characters. Carl is the assistant groundskeeper, and he is charged with killing the gopher.
To kill, you must know your enemy. In this case, my enemy is a varmint. And a varmint will never quit. Ever.
So Carl has to kill the gopher. The gopher's there because Al Sorvik is building his timeshares? No, condos right next door, and the gopher ran over and is tearing up the golf course. Okay, so who's left? Maggie.
Popcorn.
Do you know who Maggie is?
Not the one with the excellent was.
The what?
No.
No, I think you were right.
She's the one with the short hair.
Yes.
She's the short hair. She's the one that they got pregnant.
With the accent.
Yes, with the terrible accent.
So she got...
She's the whore.
She's
a zest of life. I mean, I'm so sorry.
She is Danny's girlfriend.
Why don't you come on in and help me sort my holy cards first?
We are a mess. Thank you.
Are you really gonna put this up?
Yes. Oh my God, this is my favorite episode so far.
You're gonna have to cut all of this out.
No. This is great. So Maggie is Danny's girlfriend. So
We'll
Maggie is Maggie is Danny's girlfriend, and she is from Ireland apparently, for some reason, and they are having.
What that accent was supposed to be was Irish.
I think, because it wasn't Scottish, was it?
Oh, God, that's all I need.
No, look, I want to, all right?
No, you don't.
Was it? It wasn't British. I think it was Irish.
No, that wasn't British.
Anyway, so they have sex a lot, and then she ends up being late.
They just have sex a lot.
They're.
And that's when she admits to being a whore.
Yeah.
Yes, a zest of life.
Oh, that's right, because she said it wasn't. It might not even been his, but I think she said that just to get back at him because she knew he had
So
been
you're on his side.
with. Damn it.
You think I didn't watch the movie?
No, I just think that she didn't want to be in that whole mess. So she said, I don't even know if it's yours, so I don't want your bullshit. I don't want to marry you. Right?
Women will lie about a lot of things, but I don't
Really?
think women would lie about being a slut.
Sure they would.
Not the opposite way, though. Not the inverse way. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God, I'm a whore. I'm not really a whore, guys. It goes the other way. You're going to be like, I'm not a whore, as you're sleeping with, like, I don't know, 14 people or whatever it is that
I
she
don't
was
know
doing.
how things work, but I do know that she didn't want
It was the
his
80s. The 80s were a crazy time, is all I'm saying.
It was before the AIDS scare.
Swishy
Everybody was
pants
sleeping with it.
and...
What'd you say, smooshy pants?
Swishy pants? Where you walk and they go...
What is that?
No?
Are you talking about corduroy?
Corduroy doesn't go swish, swish, swish when you walk.
No, it makes fire when you walk too fast. What are you
It
talking
makes
about?
fire?
Swish, swish. Yeah, because
know
it's
when
little
you-
ribs. It's little ribs that rub against each other, and they
It was
make
like the
heat.
shiny, colorful windbreakers in the early 90s and late 80s when you
Oh
walk
my
and you're like,
God.
swish,
Okay.
swish.
Now I have to find. Now I have to find late '80s, early '90s walking in these weird windbreaker swishy things.
You don't know what I'm
And
talking
it
about?
has to. No, I don't. No. I'll find it though. I have to find it now. Thanks a lot. All right. So that's all I wrote down. Anyway, so that's all
It
the
was
characters.
only 4 pages of notes.
That's all the characters. So now, that's my.
You almost...
Yeah, that's how I know what to talk about. Let's talk about the quality of the film. How was it?
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Okay, so was the video okay? It was shot pretty well. I mean, you could see
the
what was
times,
going
yeah,
on.
absolutely.
Yeah, sure. And then the sound, could you hear pretty much everybody talking and all that stuff? All right, what did you think about the music then?
I see what you did there.
No, that's the 3 things that I talked about for the quality of the film. So video, sound, and then music.
Music was alright.
No,
Music was fitting.
music was awesome. So the music was done by, the theme song was done by, not Richard Lewis. Who the f*** am I thinking? Kenny Loggins. And Kenny Loggins.
What was he eating when he wrote it?
What was he eating? Probably popcorn.
Of course you know that.
Wow. So Kenny Loggins, who, very famous movie composer from the 80s, also did Top Gun, 1984. And he did the theme song, All Right. Feeling all right? I'm all right. I'm all right. Stop! You're making me
What?
feel all self-conscious.
Why?
Because you're looking at me like, okay, nerd.
I'm looking at him and it's making him self-conscious.
So yeah, he did a great little soundtrack, and then there were some other pretty cool songs in it. I will admit that some of the songs, some of the theme music, not theme music, but some of those, we call that scoring. Some of the scoring was a little out of place and sounded weird. Stop staring
Is that what I'm supposed to do if you're talking to me? Should I? Look
I don't
this way?
know. I don't know.
All right, so go ahead and
you
talk
should
to me.
contribute. Well, now you're out of
I just
focus.
poked myself in the eye. That was fun.
What about the special effects? You made a comment of the special effects in this film.
I thought they were fantastic.
No, you didn't.
I did. I thought that they were so good. They
No.
were so perfect.
No.
I thought that they were just as fitting as the music. No.
How dare you?
In all seriousness, though, going back to the music, I can't say that it was something that stood out to me. I can't say it was something I completely ignored. There are some
Because
films.
it wasn't Slayer or what?
You ever seen Empire Records? I hate to talk about one film while we're talking about
No,
another,
it's
but like
totally-
that's a movie.
totally relevant, yeah.
That's a
I've
movie that I
seen.
watch and you're like, that is the soundtrack. You watch Guardians of the Galaxy
Sure.
and you're like, doesn't matter about the movie because that is the soundtrack.
Sure.
I definitely didn't watch this film being like, that is the soundtrack, but
Ah.
I will say that there was no part of this movie that I disagreed with that I disagreed with, like the conversation before we watched the movie that I'm not going to put on YouTube. The hateful comments
They were hateful comments.
that I would get for saying that I don't like Neighbor Before Christmas.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that.
We'll cut that out.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But all I'm
Totally.
saying is that
Say again. What now?
all I'm
Are you okay?
saying,
Oh, no, I've upset her. Oh, I made another model cry. Okay.
Successful Monday night.
So, you're saying the movie, the music was not annoying or offensive, or it was just
Or
not
spectacular.
just not memorable.
Oh,
Okay.
that was funny.
Okay, but we're on special effects now.
Special effects were good. Groundhog was definitely my favorite. I think we already know this.
The groundhog really did make the film.
The glowing was just with when he got hit by lightning. I mean, that
Yeah.
was if that wasn't the money making shot.
There was a whole thing in the 80s where they were just learning how to do composite shots and
So realistic.
draw things on the actual negative of the film, and it wasn't very good. And this movie is a good example of it not being very good.
But was it good when it came out?
No. Well,
He was so quick to say that.
because it's one of those things.
But Lacey's boobs were in it, so it was still a.
It's one of those
prevalent
things
film.
where if you don't know what's capable, what's possible, then you're just like, whoa, that's cool. Like when they used to watch Godzilla movies in the 40s, and they were like, oh my god, it looks like a giant monster stomping through Tokyo. We watch it now, and we're like, that's a man in a rubber suit stomping on a model. But that's only because we have seen Transformers, and we know that, CGI can make things look real. And when you go back
Are you saying
to
Transformers isn't real?
no, it is. I'm just saying. I want to see that new Bumblebee movie. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Like it goes back to what made the original Transformers movie good.
Is Megan Fox in it?
No.
That's good.
And they used the real.
She should stop getting plastic surgery.
She should marry me, is what she should do.
Before the plastic surgery.
I don't care.
Really?
She's super hot.
She was so much hotter before all this.
I know, but there's a real girl under there somewhere. Yeah, so special effects were hit and miss because the gopher was awesome and the other special effects were poop.
So now you're hating on the glow?
Yep. So the other thing that we need to talk about is, and you're not going to understand what this question is, but does it work?
It does work.
There, we've done it. It works.
It works.
Well, first of all, what is it?
Comedy.
Yeah, so
Sure.
they tried to make a comedy.
Sure.
Did it make you laugh a little?
Yeah.
Even once? Okay.
Sure.
So, in your opinion, then, yeah, it worked. I'm feeling I really got to pull this shit out of you. Okay, so you're saying yes, it works. All right, I'm saying absolutely it works, because I'm too emotionally invested in this film.
You are.
I am.
Is it the film or is it the boobs?
Yep. Lacey Underwood. Under things? I don't know what her name is.
You're a
Damn it.
terrible fan. You don't even know her name.
Lacey. I know enough.
She's fish eyes, right? I didn't say she didn't have nice boobs. I just called her fish eyes.
Yeah. So her eyes are a little wide on her head, and you think she looks like a flounder
A very beautiful flounder.
with great areolas.
Great areola.
All right, so we agree that it works. And then, Riley, the last thing I need to ask you, if you had never seen this film before and you were suggesting other people watch it, how many alcoholic beverages do you think people should drink to truly enjoy the movie?
Seven and a quarter.
That was quick. So that seemed like it was ready to go. I apparently did not ply you with enough alcohol
No,
to
I told you
enjoy
I
this.
enjoyed it. I told you I thought that it was entertaining. You said the average person.
I think that you should have 4 to watch this film. And here's the reason why. Is because it's not 2018 funny. It's not what are funny movies now? What
We Are the Millers.
what?
That's like
That's
the
Jason.
thing that everybody talks about. I work in a tattoo shop, so no regrets. I hear it every day.
That
So
was
that's why it comes to mind.
Christina Applegate and
What? No, Jennifer Aniston.
What? It is? I'll have to look up who's in that because it's Jason. It's not Jason Bateman. It's one of the guys from Saturday Night Live, though, right? It's
It's the guy from What's It's Called, Jennifer Aniston, Emma Roberts, that other guy with the face.
yeah, the guy with the face.
You know what I'm talking
No.
about. You finally
No, it's one of the two
nice.
assholes, right? One of the two a-holes.
I don't watch SNL. I'm not a slapstick
I don't either.
kind of girl.
I don't either. I don't. You said you kind of were.
Only an Airplane. Airplane's the only time I'm a slapstick kind of
Okay,
girl. That's
so-
why we said we're not Will Ferrell fans.
Here it is. She likes Airplane, doesn't like this movie.
I didn't say that. You keep saying I don't like this movie. I never said that I don't like this movie.
I felt like she didn't like this movie. I felt like I had to make a lot of apologies through the movie
No,
because
he was just orgasming the whole way through.
Yeah, it was one long pig orgasm. It was like, filled a bucket.
Pig kisses.
So, thank you for coming here and doing this.
I don't know if I really actually completed the task that I was asked, but
You
It
didn't,
was
but
a
you know what?
pleasure.
I'll have her back one day, and we'll watch a movie of her choice, and I'll sit there stoic like a log. And
I
then
was
she'll
regal,
have
wasn't
to-
I?
She'll have to wonder like, what's going on? What is he doing? Is he dead? What happened over there? So anyway, thank you so much for coming and doing this, and we're gonna do.
thanks for watching me eat popcorn.
Yeah, we're gonna do some shoots, but I don't know if I'm showing you what we've just did behind us because I don't clearly know what we're doing. It's sort of artistic. It's I don't know. We're gonna have a steak first, but so this is housekeeping shit. I can't put this in the video. Okay. I'm good. How do I end this show? Hey, thanks for watching this. Thanks for watching Models and Movies. This has been Riley, and behind me is again her Instagram. So if you want to see all the cool piercings she does, that's what she does for a living.
I thought you were gonna say pictures of my dog. That too.
There's pictures of your dog. It's a cute dog. It's a Rottweiler?
Close.
It's not a Rottweiler.
It's a pug.
Pug is almost a Rottweiler. How are you doing down there? You good? Okay, my bad. Well, I don't pay much attention to dog
It's a
pictures.
good thing you don't have children.
No dogs, no kids. And so I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.